Welcome to the David and Aneal Show. I'm Aneal Ramkisoon.
And I'm David BEEBE.
And this is...
David and Aneal Show.
You're supposed to say we do this every Monday on Facebook Live.
Oh, we do it every Monday on Facebook Live.
And if this is your first time tuning in, the show is breaking down into 4 segments. Segment 1 is kind of a weekly recap talking about trending topics from pop culture to entrepreneurship.
Segment 2
Yes.
is all about our theme of the week. And this week we are talking about fourth quarter planning. Not what you're used to if you work in a corporation, but how do you apply it to your personal life?
Yep, and then segment 3 is usually where producer Nina breaks down her Pacula picks and asks us some questions, as well as get to some fan questions. Nina's out today, so today we're actually going to be doing a new segment called Tweet of the Week.
Tweet of the week, I like it.
Yeah, so we're each going to bring a tweet that we found during the week, and we're going to talk about it. So let's dive into segment 1, which actually... our weekly catch-up.
Weekly catch-up. It's Monday. It's raining.
This awful.
It's wet. You can't even see. So we're on like the 52nd floor of this high-rise building in Toronto, and we're like in the clouds. It's kind of scary because you can hear the rain, but you can't see anything.
Yeah, it's pretty stressful, and everybody's like annoyed when it's raining.
I like it. See, I have a little. My throat is sore. Little horse. Throat, is that what they call it?
Not horse throat.
What's it called?
Your voice is hoarse.
My voice is sore throat.
No, he has a horse
I think
throat.
there's whiskey in my tea from David's Tea.
Yeah, these are actually really cool. These are cool. Steepers.
So we got these from David's Tea, little steepers that's built in. Not that you care, but it's really cool. It's got ice. It's lovely. It's my new favorite thing. So this past weekend in Toronto was TIFF and Fashion Week.
It was a disaster shit show.
Oh, it was an amazing time. What are you talking about? So one of our clients, Roxy Hurl, Luxurious Roxy as you know her, attended, was in town, did a lot of shows, a lot of interviews, a lot of press, went to a lot of parties. Maybe that's why my throat is...
She was booked and blessed.
She was booked, busy, and blessed. Luxurious
and
Roxy.
Steph walked.
So Steph Sanyati, another one of our talent, our creative partners that we work with to develop her brand. She walked in Fashion Week.
Yeah, Haley Alesser. I hope I'm saying her last name right. It's such a cool, dope Toronto designer. Check her out. She's very loud, a lot of color. Nothing I personally would wear, but if that's your vibe, she's totally dope. And she actually wrote on her body, we won't get political on the show, but it said, fuck Doug Ford on her body.
She made a political statement. You can go and see the pictures on her Instagram.
How do you, when a talent comes to you and says, I'm going to do this, make a political statement, whether you agree or not, how do you kind of, like, I feel like you're like Will Smith, the way he was with Jaden Smith, like, go disrupt your chaos, do whatever you want, as long as you're okay.
I think you let them, look, it's their talent, their artist, they are a brand, like all of us are brands. We've talked in our first episode, I think it was about personal branding, right?
Yeah.
And you know, it's what makes them talent, what makes them creative, and of course you want to give them some sort of guardrails or guidelines to play in.
Yeah.
But you never want to try to silence a voice. I think what I look out for most is that while they're expressing their vision and their creativity, there's still a level of professionalism to it. So they're not, calling anyone out specifically, in a sense of like a creative partner or whatever. Sure, obviously, politically you are.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But I mean, when I say professionally, I mean from a business perspective,
yeah, you're not
right?
Attacking the client.
If there's a problem with anything ever, it's like handle that stuff offline.
Off curtain, not off curtain, off stage, behind the curtain. What, our analogies are so off today.
Behind the curtain?
Yeah. Speaking of curtain, you're doing your keynote speech out on Bay Street.
Out on Bay Street is Friday, Saturday?
Saturday, wow. It's
Friday, Saturday. It is Toronto's largest gathering, about 300-400 students, LGBT students, who come together and attend this conference, and they learn all kinds of stuff, they're college graduates or in college looking for their career. So all these brands come together and meet them, and they go through workshops and resume building. And so I'm going to be talking on the Saturday at the gala dinner. Gala dinner.
Is it gala or
gala?
Gala.
I just said LGBT gala. Get it?
Very accurate.
Funny. Anyway, the Saturday night, sponsored by TD Bank, so very excited for that.
I'm very
going to
excited.
talk about personal branding and tips and things that I've learned over the years. So that's fun. I always love meeting and inspiring sort of the next generation workforce.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be a crazy hectic week.
And you're producing. You're working on the show.
Can we talk about the fact that I was up at 7 a.m. before you had to feed the children? What is that?
Did you feed them today?
Yeah, I had to feed them this morning. You were just sleeping on
Usually
it.
I'm up. So I'm up at like
it was weird.
6:30, 7, bouncing around, ready to go.
Too much energy.
But I don't know.
Yeah, today was a role reversal. It was fun.
Well, you had to get up and go edit a video. So Steph Signani is also premiering her first short film called Bad Words at Buffer Film Festival, which is the end of the month in Toronto. Elevated content from creators all over the world come and visit. And so Aneal is helping produce that as well.
It's really, really cool because it's basically like everybody thinks YouTubers are like, hey guys, it's Aneal, we're doing the David Aneal show, we're so happy to be here. But it's like not. And Buffer Festival kind of shatters those stereotypes and that there are...
Not that there's anything wrong if you want to create that kind of show.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that YouTube stimulates a lot of discussions and creators like Steph entering into Buffer, and there's a lot of other exciting creators, so I'm excited. I'm producing the Insight Series Day, and you're going to be doing a fireside chat.
Fireside chat. It's a busy...
It never ends. When do I get to sleep in?
It's never. Busy month, and also some exciting news. We are going to take the show on the road to Berlin.
Oh yeah, David Aneal show in Berlin. Is that good Berlin accent?
It's German, you mean?
German? Is
not,
Berlin?
Not Berlin, an accent. There's no Berlin
now
accent.
I've embarrassed myself. Bad accent. I don't even know the skills.
So in early November, we'll be sharing details about that, but there is Native Advertising event out there produced by Native Advertising Festival or Native Advertising Institute, and I'm speaking out there doing a keynote about branding and marketing and changing media landscapes, brands acting as media companies. But they've asked us to come and do the show there.
I'm so excited.
So that'll be exciting. So let's dive into our main topic, which is effective planning for the fourth quarter. What was that, a dance?
No, I was just, this topic excites me.
Aneal's a planner. Well, I'm a planner too, but he gets he's one of those people that like sells spreadsheet the hell out of anything. Which I get the need for, and I understand that, and I'll do it a little bit, but I also just like to execute and do things.
Well, I think that's where we complement each other really well, because you're a very big picture planner, and I'm very kind of not day by day taskless, and I'll break down kind of how I plan through our weeks and stuff.
And I'll just have 40 things going on at once. My tabs on my computer bother him.
Can we talk about this?
I'll have 100 tabs open, and I'll have 4 browsers open. It's just how I work.
No, it's not. It's like 50 tabs. His tabs are this small. And this is a real article that said the more tabs you have open, the more stressed you are.
Really?
It's not like a BuzzFeed article. This was like a Psychology Today real life article.
That's all he reads is BuzzFeed.
No, I'm over BuzzFeed. But anyway, minimize your tabs and it makes you later. But diving into this topic, one quote that has always stuck to me with planning in particular is the 6 Ps. Proper prior planning prevents poor performance. It's like a tongue twister?
Tongue twister.
Tongue tail.
Okay.
Yeah, proper planning prevents poor performance. But
prior planning prevents poor performance. The 6 Ps.
Yeah, see, it's really great. If you plan ahead, you'll be more effective, and you're going to be more successful.
So here's the thing. A lot of people think about, if you have a corporate job or you work really anywhere, every brand, every company typically will do quarterly planning and then yearly planning. And I spent a lot of my career working in corporate America, from DirecTV to Showtime to Disney, ABC to Marriott, and we're all over the place, where you literally spend as an executive all your time planning.
Yeah, true.
And people don't realize that same skill set of planning actually translates to your personal life, whether you're an entrepreneur or not. So important to also apply that to your life and take those things. So if this applies to whatever you do, really, whatever type of job, it really applies to everybody about how important it is for personal planning and taking the time and think about it in the quarter. So we look at it now. We're in September 10th.
Yep.
There's roughly the fourth quarter, October, November, December, 3 months. Let's just call it 3 months left, right?
The last sprint.
Right. So a lot of people right now start focusing on holidays and think about vacations and think about January and start planning all that stuff. And actually, this is the opportune time right now to actually accelerate and sprint and do everything. And before you start planning first quarter into the year, actually finishing out strong 2018.
And I think the thing that makes it so important is that everybody goes into the new year like, oh, what are my New Year's resolutions? Or fuck it, I'm going to drink until the new year and then I'll stop January 1st. But the thing is that if you use these 3 months to fine tune habits, kind of get what you want, then that way you're able to one up your New Year's resolution. It's almost like a test run for your New Year's resolutions.
Yeah, it actually eats up versus trying to just
trying to see what works.
Give up right now.
No, don't give up. The point is the next 3 months and all the chaos of the holidays and as hectic as it is, if you take the time for yourself and really hone in and fine tune kind of these habits, it really will lead to a successful 2019. But anyway, enough about me. You have 4 pillars of quarterly planning.
Yeah, just some tips and sort of insights here. The first one is to sit down and take the time to reevaluate, right? You really want to think about what are your goals for what were your goals for 2018? What did you accomplish over the year so far? What didn't you accomplish? And how much time is left? And that's where you start to sort of reevaluate, okay, what in that third or that fourth quarter can you achieve?
Yeah.
So it's looking, and what do you want to achieve? And maybe it's something that you didn't reach earlier in the year. Maybe you want to scratch something off the list and add something new. So this is about just prioritizing. Because if you're trying to do too much, you're not going to accomplish anything at all.
Yeah. Zoom in on what you want to focus on.
Zoom in, reevaluate. And then it's taking that action, right? And then building that action plan really against each of those goals with only 3 months left, literally.
Yeah. I was gonna say action, that the first step is the deepest, but it's the first cut is the deepest, but the first step is the hardest, right? Like just taking action, the hardest part is just like doing.
Showing up is
if you want to go to the gym, go to the gym right now and watch this on your iPhone in the treadmill. Like action.
Yeah, it is. It's take that first step, and then you want to actually start to plan, right? Like motivate.
Yeah.
Right. So how do you motivate yourself to actually go out and do each of those things? To your point, the gym, it's one of those things. Maybe I like to go in the morning because if I go at night, it's not happening. It's a reality.
I love that.
See, you love at night
because I love doing a hot yoga class at like 7, 8. Calm my mind down, go to bed, or working out, getting all the aggression out, and just being so exhausted that it's time for bed. Who wants to wake up at 6 a.m., work out, drip in sweat, I smell foul,
it gets you going. You get the shower, you're good, you're ready, got all that energy.
I wish that I could
flowing for the day, you get some coffee, you're ready to go, head to the office, whatever you're doing. Stupid?
Yeah.
Well, you're gonna change because now you're
hopefully, yeah. I would love to. It's just not for me right now.
Well, look, everyone has their different times, so. I like to go. I used to actually go at the night too, so maybe it changes.
Yeah, maybe just where you're at in life. But self-motivation is one thing
it's a huge part of this.
Yeah, it's like don't want to say it's 60%, but it really is because everything falls to the wayside if you're not self-motivated. And one tip, and we'll talk about this kind of in the 4 questions that we're going to break down later. There's little tips and tricks to self-motivate yourself. Whether it's reminders in your bathroom, in your car, and we'll break those down in a second.
And Neil has a reminder on the dryer. So there's a sticky thing on the dryer that says, what does it say? It says do not dry wool or whatever.
No, it says double check everything can go in the dryer because
it would have some nice sweaters.
I've ruined like 5 cashmere sweaters.
Yeah. 5. And then they come out like this big where they could fit our dog.
Yeah. See,
but visual notes, and so that's like for me.
Yeah.
If I want goals around whatever it may be, and a lot of people right now, are focused on fitness going into the new year, and then even the new year after that. That's the biggest time in gyms.
Yeah.
For me, I like to visualize and print something out where I can mark it off. Right. So it's identifying your goals, writing them down. And then having a visually saying, yes, I did that. Put a check mark, an X on it. That day I achieved it, or whatever it may be. Because if I can see it and I know that I did not put an X, then I feel bad about it. I don't want that. But if it's just in my head, I'm thinking about it, there's nothing, no calendar in a sense, nothing to sort of keep me
no self-accountability.
Self-accountability.
What's the last thing of the fourth pillar? We have reevaluate. We have action.
That's motivate, which we talked about. And the other thing about motivate too is also take the time to actually celebrate.
Yeah, true.
What you've achieved.
Get lit. Celebrate yourself. Treat yourself.
Get lit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Celebrate what you've accomplished, because if you don't take the time to celebrate your wins, no matter how small they are, you don't feel good about what you're doing. So even that thing. And finally, going back into that plan, and that is the planning part for the new year, 2019, right? So think about, build out. Everyone thinks like week to week, month to month.
Yeah.
So you start thinking of not only the new year, but think of the summer, right?
Yeah.
Start thinking for the next year. You should be planning in already. Not everything has to be filled out, but it's thinking about what are those things you want to do. Is it you want to get a new job? Is it you want to go to the gym a certain amount? Is it you want to change your diet? Is it you're looking for a relation? Whatever it may be, all those things, start to just kind of list those goals and then the steps that you get there.
Yeah, and visualizing is so huge. Vision boards are a huge thing. I know they're not for everybody, but just start with a simple list in your iPhone notes. It really is that easy.
You do have a vision board.
Yeah, I do have a vision board. So speaking of planning, which is the last four pillars, we have reevaluate, action, motivate, self-motivate, and then planning. So I'm going to give a little planning hack. A lot of people ask me, how do I stay so organized? It's because I'm like really crazy. So I don't know if you can see here. This is my planner, and it's all like very colorful, all sticky notes. Like it's crazy. But essentially what I do is I have a sticky note and a color for each thing. So family and like tasks with you.
How do you remember what color they are?
Because it's just you get into a routine. But family and you is like blue. Yellow is like life essentials.
For my
appointments.
Blue eyes.
Yes.
Blue eyes.
Green is social, like green light, go. And then pink is like just annoying things that you have to handle. But the trick of that is mapping it out weekly, but then color coding it in your phone. So on my phone, all the colors, does it show up? I don't even know. All the colors,
you can see it.
All the colors match this. So I guess the long story short is I'm just trying to like show how obsessive about planning it is and how effective it is. But find a system that works for you.
That's important.
Yeah.
If that's not for you, then don't try to do that.
Yeah. And if you want more in depth to how fucking cool my planner and my calendars sync color wise, just message me and I can give you all the tips.
Message us, because we're going to sell those on the website. This other thing that we got too, this book, the 5-Minute Journal.
It's actually
the
so
simplest,
fucking
most
cool.
effective thing you can do every day to be happier. Dedication to lifelong learners and doers. You're changing the world every day.
We're reading the whole book.
This is so important because lifelong learners. So many people think they know everything.
Yeah, I do think that about myself a lot.
And well, in reality TV, you do pop culture. Like, oh, I know Britney Spears.
Anyway, continue. I cut your thoughts.
Anyway, never stop learning. And for me, like I love to read, or I love to listen to audiobooks. So that's the thing, or I read articles, whatever it is. But I'm always constantly seeking out other people's opinions, even if I disagree with them, because I want to hear the other side.
Yeah, get out of your bubble.
Get out of your bubble. And so I read a ton of different books and magazines just to learn and get different perspectives. And that sparks ideas. Because if you're trying to do everything on your own, it's just impossible.
Yeah, can I say something about the election that happened in America? I think that a lot of my friends were shocked when Trump won, but I mean, I'm very blessed to have been a part of Phi Delta Theta fraternity at Florida Atlantic University because all those boys voted for Trump. And I feel like I had enough people that I was following on my timeline outside of my bubble of like, Hillary should win. Like, so it didn't come as such a shock. But it's important to read about opinions that are different than yours, just to try to understand and get out of your bubble.
Yep.
Like when people were shell-shocked that Trump won, it was really like, I get it.
I was in D.C. that night at the Washington Post party.
Yeah, let's talk about this, because I'm texting him, how about you go home? There's about to be riots in this country, and you're in Washington, D.C. One more drink. I have to network.
Yeah, and I networked. And then we all went down to the White House.
See, but this is how trouble happens. But anyway, back to we're talking about
color planning, coding.
Yeah, but fourth quarterly planning is effective with goal planning.
Do
you know what SMART goals are?
No, tell me about the SMART goals.
Okay, so SMART goals are you spell out SMART. I love a good acrostic poem. So S is specific. You want your goals to be as specific, as simple, direct, to the point. M is for measurable. You want it to be in this kind of core 3-month planning. You want to be
measurable.
Able to see it from start to finish. A is obviously achievable. Make sure it's realistic.
Achievable.
It's a goal that's agreed upon. If we want to agree to be, I don't know, maybe leave our shoes at the front door and not take them off at the couch, this is an agreement together that we're doing.
That's not achievable. It is measurable.
Probably not. And then the R is for relevant. Make sure they're realistic. Don't be setting your summer body goal when you have to get through to your Halloween body. In this, like,
there's a Halloween body?
Halloween is the one holiday a year that a girl can dress like a complete slut and not get judged for it. Hello. Anyway, and then the T is time bound. Obviously, making sure this is a timely thing.
Time bound?
Yeah, because just time in general.
Time,
you want to make sure there's a limit on time. You're tracking it. So once again, it's specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timely. And
like
that's how you can set
smart
great goals. Smart goals.
That reminds me of that's the Smarties candies.
Ooh, that's kind of fun. There should be like an icebreaker.
Those are good with Smarties.
And then you write
simple,
down your
measurable, achievable, relevant, time.
Yeah, timely.
All right, there we go.
So, and then one thing to round up kind of our quarterly planning is if you take nothing away from this episode, at least take away these 4 questions and write them down. We'll put them in the bio of the episode. But question 1 is, what did I accomplish in these past 3 months and how did I accomplish that? It's really important, and it's a part of your 4 pillars too, about reevaluating.
Yep.
What went right? What were those wins? How? So then that way you can say, oh wow, when I did wake up at 8 a.m. every day, I was much more successful in the past 3 months. So let me duplicate that in these last 3 months. What's the second question?
What do I want to start doing more of, more or less?
And what do you want to stop doing inevitably?
Right, that could be so many things. It could be to you, it could be friends, it affects everybody.
Yeah.
Really.
So you're making 3 lists. What you want to stop doing completely, what do you want to stop doing more of, and when you want to stop doing less of.
Or start doing.
Start doing it, yeah, too. So there should be 4 columns in your list.
Yeah.
Question number 3 is, what's one thing? If you make this whole list for your last 3 months, wow, I'm so handsy today.
Anyway. You're very passionate about it.
I love planning. But Handsy Aneal wants you to know that you should have one attainable, achievable goal. It's just like a silver ring. So this goal needs to be your most meaningful, impactful goal. Use the SMART system. What is it? Simple, measurable,
achievable, relevant,
and timely. So you want to make sure
every day, just like me.
Yeah. If you have that one goal, you will come out of 2018 being like, fuck yeah, I crushed that goal. It's a great feeling. Celebrate that win. And what's the last goal?
3 words.
No, the last question.
Sorry. What are 3 words that describe your next quarter?
And this goes back to David's point about motivating with the 4 pillars of things. If you have these 3 words, let's say, I don't know, let's run through 3 for me. Like, really, fitness is important. Career advancement. Career, we can do 3 girls. And then happiness. Like, I want to have self-happiness, right? Yep. Those are the 3 things I want. What I'm going to do on my Post-it, I'm going to write those 3 things. Fitness, happiness, career. And I'm going to put that on my bathroom mirror. I'm going to put that in my car. So when I see it, I'm driving my car to either one of those 3 things. That's going to give me my career, fitness, happiness. Having those self-reminder and those motivational things really do help.
And you can write and you don't have to do this quarter by quarter. You could do this over the year. All this is interchangeable, right?
Yeah.
You never are locked in. Life's going to happen. Things are going to change. But trust me, you're going to be feeling a lot better when shit does hit the fan or something unexpected happens if you have stuff written down.
Yeah,
right?
100%.
You're going to have a base to go to, in a sense.
And writing things down is just a good way to get it out of your head.
Yeah.
What is that 5-second rule that you said? Like, if you don't write it down within 5 seconds, it gets lost.
If you don't write it down, you don't do it.
Yeah, true.
It's about 5-second rule of doing it. So based in your mind, if you think of something like, oh, I need to do that, do that task. Obviously, you can't do every task in 5 seconds, but do something towards that so that it starts to get resolved. Versus a lot of people say, I need to do that, and they're like, oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Or they'll put it on a list, right? Push it on. Take an action to actually achieve what you just thought of.
Exactly. Okay, so that wraps fourth quarter planning. I hope that you kind of got some tools, at least, like David said, it's take everything that we kind of threw at you and make your version of it, what works for you, what works for your lifestyle, and that you're working on you. That is the most important. And are we ready to go to segment 3, tweet of the week?
We're going to go tweet of the week.
I wish there was like a tweet, 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 and like little birds could come out. That would be fun. We should.
Well,
can we do that?
We can
like,
do that.
Tweet, 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 tweet.
If Nina was here, we could do that.
Yeah, but anyway, what's your tweet of the week?
Right, my tweet of the week. So we're going to go one that everyone's talking about, which is kind of a tweet, but it's also the Nike campaign.
I don't know anything
came
about
out.
this really.
Nike campaign with Colin Kaepernick came out.
Okay.
There were a thing, and the idea was he's saying stand for something, essentially, right?
Okay.
Which started as a tweet, and then they started to release other collateral around that, and then a documentary. And basically, everyone, it basically tied to the players kneeling, right? During the national anthem.
Oh, I see.
Which he was the one that did that, and he hasn't been signed to an NFL team since, right?
Wow.
So Nike, took a risk to go out and sign him to be the new face of Nike.
Smart.
And I think people, the idea of kneeling at the national anthem, some people take it as it is again, it's not American.
Yeah, it's very
right?
anti-American.
It's anti-American. But it actually started from all of the problems in policing in the black community.
Yeah.
Right. And so, it happened during the anthem. So those two messages got mixed. So there's very strong opinions on both sides. Lots of attention. I think that it's actually good for Nike to do.
Yeah.
Because there's this rise of belief-driven consumer.
Mm-hmm.
They want to know what a brand stands for now.
Yeah, you want to see if they're going to bat for your beliefs in life. I completely understand.
And whether you align with it or you don't, or whatever the topic is, you're going to make that decision on that brand. Burn the shoes, throw out the shirt, whatever you're going to do. Point is, consumers now expect brands to step up and talk about what they believe in. Now, that doesn't mean that every brand needs to go out and talk about every subject.
Yeah.
Where it's relevant, right? I think Nike's relevant because it's in the sports space.
It makes sense, yeah. That's
right.
Like honest collaboration.
You don't expect a yogurt company to come out and talk about it.
Yeah.
So, it should be in your space because otherwise it's going to be trying to hijack the conversation.
Yeah, and it looks like you're inauthentically tapping into a conversation you don't belong into.
So, Nike sales grew by 31%.
Really?
Yeah, over the holiday weekend. Since the ad launched, the stock did drop, but it recovered today.
Wow.
And as of September 6th, the Apex Marketing Group reported that Buzz was worth more than $163 million to Nike. So it's about people being part of the conversation.
Yeah, that's actually insane numbers.
So,
wow. Okay, my tweet of the week is just from Maya Angelou. She says, "I can tell you a lot about the person by the way she or he handles these 3 things: a rainy day, lost luggage, and tangled Christmas lights." And I picked this tweet because we're about to enter a high stress situation. It's Halloween, it's getting presents for everybody, it's the holidays.
When is Halloween high stress?
You gotta get your Halloween body, you gotta get your costume. You don't celebrate Halloween the way I celebrate Halloween.
No, you don't understand. Halloween around here, the whole house gets, I don't know.
Project Runway All-Stars, bitch. We're up in here doing all types of shit, me and the guys. But anyway, David wore a trash bag, literally as your costume.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
All right, so we're going to be out on Bay Street this week. I'm going to be speaking at an event. So you do happen to be in Toronto, let us know.
Yeah, and if you want to volunteer for the conference, we need volunteers on Friday and Saturday. Just shoot us a message, and we will hook you up with that volunteer.
And then we will have then we're off to Buffer Festival.
It just never ends.
Never ending. So happy Monday. I hope the weather clears up here. Hope it's better where you are. Have a great week, everyone.
Yes, be kind, pay it forward. Adios.
Talk to you soon.